Hi there, Nadia here, the astrologer for people who do not believe in astrology but want to hear their February forecast and are Gemini or people interested in Gemini. Now, before I move on to talk about what February means for Gemini, let me play you a short video where I talk about February astrology in general. If you've already heard it, skip to the next section. Notice the background? This is the apartment that we just started renting and are renovating now. But this is not why I'm filming here. I'm filming it here because this is the perfect metaphor for where we are in the beginning of 2025 astrologically. Now, I love the astrology of 2025-2026, although it contains a frankly scary and confusing conjunction of Saturn and Neptune. But what I love about it is that by the end of 2026, we will be in a completely new era. I will get into it more in the summer months when the glimpses of this new era will be more present with us. But it's kind of like this apartment, you know, the new apartment will be here. It's just impossible to say at the moment how exactly it will be different from the old apartment that was here before we deconstructed everything. So in January, we were mostly dealing with old stuff or with the consequences of what happened in 2024. And in February, we begin kind of the same way. Mars is still retrograde. The super slow planets that take years to move through just one sign, they are all, except for Pluto, still in the old signs. They will move to the new signs in the summertime. But things start picking up slowly, very much like our renovation plans. We still need to do some work on what is here, you know, getting rid of something, cleaning up a little bit. But then the new things will slowly start becoming more and more important. So what are we looking at? Venus, the planet of beauty and pleasure and love, moves from Pisces to Aries on the 4th of February. This is a bit of a downgrade for her, but a very useful one. Two slow planets that I keep talking about, Saturn and Neptune, will move into Aries and will form an extremely important and influential conjunction there. It is not an easy one, but it has a lot of potential. And Venus, because of its retrograde, in the next 2 months, it will be crossing it 2 times and then again in May. And it will start giving us clues. Specifically, it will start giving us clues about what could there be in this area of your chart where the beginning of Aries is, that is so beautiful and so worthy and so valuable and so seductive probably that you wouldn't mind doing the work that Saturn and Neptune will require you to do later on. Jupiter, the planet of luck and abundance, is ending its retrograde, goes direct also on the 4th. It will need a bit of time to pick up speed, but in general, now it is more powerful than ever since it entered Gemini in the last summer. So if you were a little bit disappointed with the performance of Jupiter in Gemini, this is the time when it can redeem itself. We also have a bombastic full moon in Leo on the 12th. We have a curious, gentle, and kind of very nice new moon in Pisces on the 28th. On the 24th, Mars goes direct, and new things will start popping up here and there from then on. Well, the best news for you, Gemini, is that Jupiter in your sign is ending its retrograde and is stationing direct on the 4th of February. That's amazing because Jupiter is spending about 1 year in each sign, and every time it does, for this sign, this is the time to stop underestimating yourself, dare to allow yourself to do something you were dreaming of. In general, grow. And Jupiter in your sign has been limited lately, actually ever since it entered your sign last summer. So the problems it had was that Saturn, a very restrictive planet, was forming a conflict aspect, a square, with this Jupiter, and it was restricting the Jupiter. And then it was also retrograde. So basically, if you are unsatisfied with Jupiter's performance in your sign, Gemini, you have very good reasons to be dissatisfied. and give it another chance, because right now Jupiter will station direct. It will need a little bit of time to pick up speed, but it will be moving. And the aspect between Saturn and Jupiter is falling apart. So Saturn is not as restrictive anymore. So basically, the next 4 months are the months when Jupiter will be the strongest, and you should be using its energy and its luck to dare yourself to live the best life that you can possibly live, and to be bold and to do whatever you want to do. Another cool and smart thing to do would be to think about whether your social circles, these are your colleagues and people you know and social media friends, actually has a lot of people you like, who are kind of like people you aspire to be like. This area of your chart that rules social circles and also distant future is the area where you will need to do a lot of restructuring in the next couple of years. And the first step is to see which ideas of the future you find very attractive, which ones can seduce you into wanting to be in this future, and which people are so cool that if they become your social circle, or if they are your social circle, just being around them helps you move in the direction of this cool and wonderful future. This may be an important month for you professionally or officially. A lot is happening in Pisces this month, and Pisces is the sign that in your horoscope rules this most official sphere of your life. That is career, business, what your official status within some organization or, I don't know, state is. And the first thing to do would be to finish off whatever needs to be finished off to free up some space, and then use the energy of the new moon on the 28th of February to start up something new and more optimistic and aspirational. Almost forgot. The first days of February, like the first, the second, maybe the third, are very good for making an official presentation in which you want to charm people so much that it is borderline misleading. The full moon on the 12th in Leo is not that important for you, but you may use it to develop some of the more original ideas that you had and never really invested into because they are so strange. As for Mars retrograde, it will keep affecting your area of personal finance, which is earnings and spendings, and it will influence you and this area of your life in a stressful but mobilizing manner. And my suggestion here is allow it to. Maybe you need to be a little bit stressed to be motivated to deal with it productively. But above all, focus on Jupiter. This is once in 12 years opportunity. It wants you to succeed. It wants to invest in your growth and expansion. But it wants people to play big. It doesn't notice people who play small. So allow yourself to take up some more space and be loud and bold. And keep in mind that if you do it, you may feel guilt, because this is, or anxiety. This is what people sometimes feel when they are taking up more space or attracting more attention than they used to. So go, allow yourself to expand and be bold. And if you have questions, ask them in the comments section. And see you in the next forecast.